and welcome back, everyone. I am loving these intros, aren't you? I'm sure you are. I can't hear you, but I know you're liking it. Hey, guess what? This is Play Dicely After Party, and we're about to discuss episode 46, Void of Life, the episode where nothing goes wrong. Except, what's up?
We did have Jason Thomson join us as a guest player on this episode. Unfortunately, he was not able to join us today for the after party, but maybe at some point in the future we can ask him questions and he will respond in a public forum.
Oh, interesting. I look forward to seeing it. So this was a big fight for us. Remember the previous Druid Enclave where we had a fight and we were like, okay, we got a plan, like we're all gonna die for sure, like it's gonna go so wrong, and then it didn't. And then we were like a little bit cocksure when we went to this one, and it maybe like didn't go that great.
And then he decided to put us in our place.
Yeah, he was like, you guys want to talk shit? Well, here you go.
You think you can just get through these two enclaves? Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I thought Denny got his vengeance with the boiler blowing up.
Yeah, that plus this were like the two most stressful ones that we've had so far. I'm pretty sure. Like, well, I don't know. Anyone else have a fight that really stands out?
The one where Zarya died was also.
Oh yeah, the bid. Yeah.
The
that
bid.
So I think those are the top three
Trying to
for
escape
sure.
a burning building twice now.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
other time we escaped a burning building, yeah.
Good times. So yeah, lots of fun stuff going on in this fight. Storm Void Giant had a lot of fun abilities. Wanted to pull everyone into its aura, which was great. So we kind of got our asses handed to us for the first couple of rounds, and then I got a very kind of pleasant DM wink to open the flask, which was very helpful. And hey, guess what? We summoned forth Domino, an earth elemental Dao genie, played by the aforementioned Jason, which was such a fantastic like thing to do to us, because like we had joked about that so long previous, and for you to take that and run with it was great. I have a lot of questions about how this character was created, because like we knew from the Iron Flask, like you had planted the seed about a genie from Charity like several episodes ago, like when we were leaving Timberstead, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, like almost 10 episodes ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Genies came up even earlier because I talked to Layla about genies ages before that.
Right. But from that conversation, I think you got fixated on wizard, and then after you met a wizard, you became fixated on magic item, and now you're fixated on genie.
Look, what do you want from her?
What do you want me from me?
I mean, here it is. Go get it.
I want a genie.
But I mean, like, I think you explicitly had Charity say, like, keep looking for, like, items, right? Like, isn't that what she said?
Yeah, well, she said don't draw from the deck.
Yeah.
So she eliminated one option, but then she said magic items or genies. Both honestly sound like bad choices. Okay, here we are.
In a way, you kind of gave us both. So, yeah, so I guess, like, my first question is, like, did you kind of tell Jason, like, what kind of character he could play? Like, did you give him a list of, like, what creatures he could pick from? Because there's obviously, like, a preset list for the flask / like, you can just pick whatever you want, right? But
yeah, no, the way this kind of came about was because, you know, it was one session before this fight, when you guys told me about this joke of, oh, what if it was Jason in the flask? And I went, I need to make this happen now. And of course, before that point, I already knew it was in the flask. So I went to Jason. I was like, Jason, because this is, I want you to come on the show if you're down for it. This is going to be an incredibly restrained, very limited, unfortunately, choices for you to make opportunity. So I've told him, like, if you want to come on the show again and have an actual character that you have total freedom with, by all means, I would love to have you again. But I was like, for now, I've got a Dao and a genie. or Dao in a flask. I've got a Dao and a genie. There's a Dao in this flask. Would you like to turn him into something? Would you like to give him class? Would you like to give him flavor? Have at ye. And I had completely different world things. I had a different backstory for this character, different, threads to go on. And then Jason came back to me with, all right, he's a freaking heavy metal rock star in the Eternal Concert on the Earth Plane. I was like, this, Jason, you are just an absolute gift. And yes,
So
there is indeed an
super-
Eternal Concert on the Earth Plane.
Super Mega Ultra Death wasn't a pre-established piece of lore you had for the Dao and the flask?
Believe it or not, no.
Interesting.
Domino felt like an extremely Jason character, and I loved it. It was great.
Yet, despite the limitations I had on him, he still totally gave it his flavor.
It was great for myself because I didn't play with him obviously prior to this, so I was like, I'm really getting the full Jason experience.
Oh yeah.
It was wonderful. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't even know. I can't even think of anything.
Like that
About-
Dao was just going to be like, I am
Boring.
a prince of the Earth Elemental Plane. Like, I will help you fight these things, but I'm going to want to leave. Like, and then Domino was just such a better choice.
I'm going
Do you
to
always plan that we were going to open that flask for this fight? Was that always kind of the idea?
No, before Jason became involved, I was like, I'm not going to pressure them to open it. They can open it whenever they want. They could never open it and they give it to charity. But with this fight and the fact that Jason was involved, I was like, I'm going to try and nudge him to open this thing now.
Yeah.
I mean, you can obviously choose not to answer this, but was the plan always to have it be a creature that doesn't actually have access to wish?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Why would he
Of
do that? Why would he do that for me?
It's
You're only
you're like,
level
"Oh,
You're only
look
level
for
9 at this
items."
point. There's no way I would end your story so soon.
I didn't think so.
That's
But I
for us
panicked.
peasants like
we can
me.
talk to Christy in the panic text I sent her throughout that entire fight.
Yeah, that was so funny. I'll come back to that in a second because yeah, so some other cool elements of the fight. I liked the crystals that you used, like causing a cool grid throughout. That was really neat. And again, reminded me of that one like mini boss from Hades. I guess we should have expected those crystals were going to do something because there was a laser element in the previous one too, right? Like we had to solve.
It's alright, I
Laser?
learned.
Oh, there was like the blue crystals would like zap anything that tried to go past it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Pre-fight, yeah.
Yeah. What else happened in this fight? Oh yeah, Elowen dies, then Nal, then Abe, then Drac. Kind of important, I suppose.
Yeah.
So a few
yeah.
different things to touch on here. Danny, this is how you saw this fight going. Did you think so many of us were gonna die?
I've decided to go on a mentality of, I don't know how I expect these fights to go. I put them together as makes sense for the story. It is up to you guys to figure out how to survive now.
Okay.
Sure.
It's a way to do it.
So at what point
Oh,
did you start planning what you were going to do when we all died in this fight, though?
Yeah.
Nah.
Uh-huh.
I was just gonna wing it.
Okay.
Whoa.
Also the way to do it.
Yeah, so it was a very stressful time, and I want to talk a little bit with you guys about like strategies and fights like this in terms of like how and when to bring people up, because it's so hard, like because Drac brought up Elowen and you had 1 hit point, and it's like, that
yeah.
does not put you in a great spot, because I feel like the concern to me is always that you might like the person might always go down again, and if that happened, like thankfully like no one like went down for a second time full dead, like, we would have been like absolutely fucked, because like we used all of the resources we had, and then we're handed a very benevolent gift from Denny to make sure we didn't all
if two of you had died, though, he only had the one crystal, so the math worked
Oh.
out.
So did you have that, like, the raised dead as like a preset thing?
I was just like, just in case. It'll be
Okay.
part of the reward.
Oh, I thought maybe that was like kind of like improvised. I didn't know if that was something you had planned.
It would make sense that a druid of Leon's power would have that spell at his disposal, and
Yeah.
My
would
Yeah.
probably
my only
have
regret
a bonus.
was the fact that it was Abe that was dead. Otherwise, reincarnate would have been funny.
Dude.
There's a little tidbit for you,
Yeah.
Abe. Reincarnate's not going to work on you.
Oh, shit.
Wait, really?
Interesting.
wait. Oh no, that's been my secret goal for so long. What if we killed him and cast reincarnate on the ashes? Would it work? I need to know.
That's a post-campaign discussion.
We gotta find that body.
Yeah.
Is
He
basically
comes
what we're
back
saying.
as Big Abe Pony.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a tricky predicament. Like
Yeah.
at the end, being like, I have to pick. I didn't like that at all.
I thought you did such a good job, though. Like, you needed to make a choice quickly, and you did, and you were just, like, confident you did it, and I think it was a good call.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was truly only based on the fact that like Drac also had healing capabilities, and I knew we were out of all like the revivify stuff, but I'm like, ultimately, if something else needs to happen, like, because I didn't know that Huan would be able to help us. So I'm like, if further down the line, like we have some other way to bring back Abe, like I feel like Drac would be the only one who could do it until we got somewhere like bigger. So that sucked. I
Yeah.
hated it.
No, I know.
It's so hard.
I was so mad after the fact because, like, in the moment when, like, right after Nell went down, I was just like horse blinders, like, okay, I'm the cleric. I have to get people up, and I don't think I even heard Denny say, "It's looking rough," and I could have ended it right there, saved us a
Well,
couple
but-
spells.
Who knows
Yeah.
what it's looking rough really means, you know?
Yeah,
If you hadn't, then... If
Yeah, if I
hadn't
didn't
killed
kill it,
then it would have
yeah,
been a problem.
it would have been real bad.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I want to know everyone's overall feelings about the fight. My number one thing is I am furious that I turned into a fucking potted plant. It's like I had planned, because I just cast Spirit Shroud, and I had planned to use that spell for like the last 3 episodes, because I'm like, it's such a cool area to use it in, because I thought maybe there would be like some fun narration of like the fact that it's like you're pulling ghosts. I'm like, maybe the spirits that are already here will like kind of like assist or something. That'd be kind of neat.
Plants.
How about we turn you into a plant instead?
I fucking hate that one. Like, that one's so annoying because it's just like, you're just useless. And then it drops your channel divinity too, which pisses me off. So
Yeah.
I was
It
really mad
sucks,
about
man.
that. I was
Yeah.
so angry. How did the friends feel though?
Shall we go around the circle?
Okay. No, I think this is a fight of like looking back. I'm like, oh, there are so many things I would have done differently. You know, hindsight is 2020. As those crystals were the things that killed me, I probably should have been flying so that it didn't drag me into the crystals. But I didn't realize how much damage those things were gonna do when they hit me, for one, and I didn't realize I was gonna just straight up die when I went down also. Because I think in that turn I went from like 70 HP to 0 because I got pulled into them, and then I started my turn in them, and it just decimated me, those crystals. So in retrospect, I probably should have been in the air. That would have been a better place for me to be. And I think it was a tricky fight for my spells as well, because it was resistant to fire, and then it couldn't be frightened, and it really limited the damage potential I had. So it was just a neat fight of me not feeling particularly useful or good and just getting dragged around places.
But you did have an amazing spell cast on it that prevented a lot of hits.
That's true. There were a couple things that did work out well for me. That what's that called? I don't remember now. I don't have it in front of me. But that 5th level psychic spell, which also feels so good and so eloquent. I love that spell for her.
Yeah.
And then also the silvery barbs that saved Ryan felt clutch in the moment also.
Silvery
But
Barbs
a
is
moment
such
that I
good
feel like
spell.
I probably should have used that earlier. It was halfway through the fight before I really realized how that spell worked. And I was like, oh, probably should have been doing this more. But here we are.
I think I talked to you like after the session being like, there are DMs who ban that spell from their games because it's so broken. I appreciate that you've only used it once.
Well, I feel like it should be a higher level spell slot because it is too good. I think it's a first level spell
Yeah,
slot.
I believe it is.
It's way
Whoa.
too
Wait,
good for the level it's at.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good.
Oh
It should be a
my
much higher level spell
gosh.
slot.
I would
I
put
would
it
be
like
okay
2 or
if you
3.
moved it. Yeah,
I'd put it at
'cause
3.
It afterwards as well. Like I was like, I really probably should have used it more, but it also feels really cheap to like use it every turn. So
Yeah.
Well, you heard it here, folks. We're going to change the level of Silvery Barbs.
okay, look, we can do that. I want to talk to you about some spell scrolls I want though.
We're going to
we can
hold
make a
me
deal.
hostage with Silvery Barbs.
I'll make a deal with you.
Because that's worked out well for
Make
you.
a deal.
Yeah, it works out really well for me. But let's chat. Let's chat. No, I am on board with it though because it does feel broken. in its
All
ways,
right,
so.
you can have your scroll. It's cursed.
Yeah. What else is new?
Mhm.
Eventually, if you just keep adding curses, eventually, like we'll have to like.
Felt like balance themselves out.
You're
eventually.
cursed to be old.
Oh, no.
Hey!
That's what we wanted.
You're like terminally middle aged.
That sounds okay.
That sounds like a punk rock album title.
terminally middle aged.
Terminally middle-aged.
Yeah.
That's good.
The Sum 41 comeback album.
Oh yeah. How about you, Anthony? How was the fight
Oh
for you?
gosh. Man, I also kind of shared Dallas's feelings at the beginning of that fight. When we were still learning like its resistances and stuff, and I was like, cool. Well, it was a storm giant, so I know I can't do shit to it. And it's also, resistant to every other kind of elemental damage, so that's fun. And I didn't really have a lot of like radiant stuff in my pocket, so I kind of just like focused on Weon and I hope to find like a secondary win condition, which didn't exist. So
That's a good thought, though. I thought that was a good
No,
plan.
yeah,
I think
it's,
it's outside the box.
Yeah.
But my DM brain should have clicked in and said like, no, it's a slogfest, idiot. Just go in there and punch things.
It's a boss fight.
However, you
The boss
occupied
fight.
like 6 of those
You
mists for
did
Yeah, I
separate.
was the mist
yeah.
boy.
turn after turn.
I was doing my best there. But yeah, then as soon as people started dropping, I just had to get to them. So. But yeah, otherwise I think I did okay. I played my role as cleric.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Abe pretty much played his role as go up hit thing.
Yeah, you were an incredible tank that fight.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really feel like it,
I mean, you took all the hits, so.
I guess. Yeah, as soon as he started flying, I was like, oh no, he's never gonna come back down. And then I feel like that might have been a little DM concession to have the storm giant touch back down to the earth.
I mean, you've also got your, javelin of return now, which is. How are you finding that? Did you have fun with that?
I think I only used it twice. Yeah, so I mean it's a very cool idea, and that teleport was definitely helpful to get past the death rays. Yeah, we'll see how it continues to go. It's nice to have the option, which is obviously what we talked about when you asked me what magic items I might be interested in. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a first turn. To be fair, it was a good first turn. It was a very good first turn, but that was that was my combat for
Look,
the
you did
most
the
part.
fighter thing.
I did the full fighter experience on the first turn, and boy, am I glad I did. Because I saved those spirits from those vampire spirit things for like a couple of turns, But yeah, Danny was like, you don't get to play. And then the lights came on, and it got worse. I thought I was gonna burn to death in that fucking laser.
Oh my God, it was so stressful.
Yeah, because like there was a moment where like Nell was very close to me. And then it was like, oh, she's gonna save me. She just misty steps over the laser and goes and beats the shit out of the giant. And I was like, ah!
Were you in the laser?
I was burning alive in the laser. And then Abe pulls me out, and I'm like, all right, Gideon has a life debt. Like, he already did, but now he's got even more of a life debt to Abe. So,
I don't think I realized.
oh yeah,
Sorry.
you hopped right over me.
That's so
I
funny.
was so sorry. I literally, wow.
I can think of the exact moment picturing the battle map in my mind of when that happened too.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I was muted, and I was like, uh-oh.
Oopsie.
I had an audible uh-oh moment. I was like, oh, this is gonna be so good. If I die and come back, holy shit.
I think I actually had a similar moment when Nell walked by you. Because I was like, okay, yeah, she's going to go heal Ryan, or Gideon. I plan to use my stick on him, but, we'll save that if it's not needed. And he teleported. I was like, all right, battle medic Abe, here we go.
Let's go.
Oh my god, I feel so terrible. I literally don't remember this at all.
It's all good, no worries. But I was
It's-
like so prepared to have Gideon be like, what the fuck?
I feel like it's so hard for me to focus in fights that I'm just like, because like I even like the whole thing. Everyone's just like, oh, it has an aura that you die in. I didn't put that together. I'm just like, I don't know. I get like probably 50% of what's happening in between between my turns, and most of it's just like how it's affecting like what I was thinking about. So I feel really bad.
No worries. I mean, to be fair, it could have been even worse.
It was super stressful. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It could have been so much worse. Like, what if I like hit 0 HP and those lasers had like a condition that like whatever is being put to 0 HP is just vaporized? That'd be spicy.
Element would have learned that lesson.
Yeah, we would have found that out. But that's like a lot of what I thought was gonna happen, because you introduced a fucking genie to me after we've talked so much about wishes and genies, and I was like, this isn't it. This is not the moment, but maybe it is. Christy, help me. So Christy and I talked for a long time about that. But I was like, if this thing knows which I wasn't convinced it did, I was so certain. I'm like, you're gonna like disintegrate someone in the party. That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna have to use wish for that. And that's why I asked him. I spent a turn communicating with him, because half the party was dead, and I was like, I don't know if anyone else is thinking like I am with genies and wishes, and I was like, I need to know now if this guy has a wish, and if that is what we need to do here, because I was very close. If he had said yes, I probably would have wished, I don't know, but for everyone to be alive, and well, I don't know what I would have done, but I would have done something.
I also kept thinking about like how at some point maybe I should have used the cube of force for something, because like
Honestly, I was surprised you did not use that. That would have saved so much.
That's a good item.
well the issue I was having with it is that it's only around me, and if I activated it, I couldn't do anything. So like I just felt like I know I can hit hard if I hit, and so I was just trying to like weigh, like, because that was my original thought, was if when Elwyn originally went down, if Drac wasn't able to get to you, I probably would have gone and like put that up so that like you had a couple rounds to heal within it, but then like everyone dropped like the next turn.
With that knowledge, is that item best in your hands?
Probably not, but we didn't fucking know that, so it might be a good one for Elwyn actually to hold on to.
Yeah,
because like there are different like elements of it, so you could probably set it for like, I'll have to look it up, but like for like physical things, but still be able to cast through it, because there's different levels. So
I mean, you could like cast a spell on someone and then concentrate on it, and then just hit the 5th face and just concentrate on that spell forever. Never take damage.
That's true. Okay, I'm gonna pass it off then, because it was useless. And I was thinking about it the entire time. I'm like, because I like when I get desperate, I start looking through like what things do I have, like, and so I was thinking about it, but I just like didn't know what to do. So
because the 5th face is straight up just nothing passes through the barrier.
Yeah, and so I was thinking like, oh, like I'll have to do that so like people can heal like from this thing. But then it didn't matter. So
There was no healing. There was just death.
Yeah.
I just
How
wish
was
I
you,
was
Denny? How was the
faster.
fight for you, Denny? How was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, was it a good fight for you? Did you enjoy yourself?
You have fun, Denny.
Take a time.
This was designing this fight for me. It very much was being designed on the heels of they had such a breeze in the water temple. I need to up the stakes. So I was like, okay, how can I do that? Well, I'm gonna make it a solo fight again. I've learned my lesson on how much HP these things need to have. And I think I've gone way too far the opposite direction this time. I had way too much HP.
Well, we don't have Grey Weapon Master or Sharpshooter anymore,
That is true.
right?
Honestly, I'm not taking those things into account. Those things do not matter to me.
Oh, okay.
They're worth thinking about.
No, I forgot them.
I could do 40 extra damage in a turn. that's a lot of numbies, dude.
Yeah.
In any case, no, I mean, there's 6 of you and there was 1 of it. I was like, okay, how can I balance this out? Give it more HP. Give it 2 turns in the combat. Make little minions. Give some distraction. Give some battlefield element. Like, I was like, okay. The last fight, the gimmick was, environmental changes. I was like, this one, all damage. Just everything wants to kill here.
I fucking hated that I had 2 turns. That
That's
sucked.
cool.
Honestly,
That
I
was
think that was one
brilliant.
of the things that worked. I
Yeah.
liked that.
I would agree.
And I probably will keep
Yeah, I
that for
think that was
solo
cool.
monsters.
Yeah. Did it also have legendary actions too?
It absolutely did. But I was only
Yeah.
treating it like one of these 2 turns gets its actions back.
It would be ridiculous if it was both.
Yeah.
It'd be a little bit too much, I think. But yeah, having the 2 turns plus like 3 legendary actions or however many it had per round
Yeah.
total was perfect. I thought
Yeah.
the encounter was designed brilliantly.
There was a lot of cool shit going on.
Like dynamic battlefields, having to keep moving to avoid like being in its aura, to avoid the lasers. It was awesome.
I expected at least 2 people to die. I did not expect 4.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Great.
Yeah.
Always exceeding expectations, our team.
Oh yeah.
But
A+.
I thought it was a very fascinating fight. We got some great moments, like at the end when it was just Gideon and Azaria. And Gideon's like, Azaria, get out of here. Like, I thought that was so freaking just, oh my god, Gideon going for it. And I was like, yeah, if
That's
Azaria
very
could,
Gideon though.
totally,
Go down
totally.
in a blaze of glory.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he would never leave his friends behind.
But he would tell someone else to leave their friend behind.
Well,
Yeah.
someone smarter than him, yeah, absolutely. Someone
Yeah.
who could carry the story on and tell people and have political influence, absolutely.
Well, yeah, and we already know Gideon's opinion of Azaria. Azaria is a font of knowledge and experience, so Gideon to Azaria is kind of like, Azaria is a treasure. Like, go, run. You are a value.
yeah, basically. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought it was a very interesting fight. A lot of fun interactions. I was thankful Jason showed up for that. The freaking salamander he named Samson. He did not tell me the name of his guitar buddy when he gave me the concept, and I was like, oh my god, Samson. Yes,
love it.
Samson. I thought it was
Great.
fun. It was
Yeah.
it was a lot, but it was fun.
So fun. I just feel like I want to be faster. There's so many things where I'm like, everything shifts. And I'm like, I'm so fucking far away.
And chat was clutch.
Oh, yeah.
True. Oh.
Oh,
Honestly, without
chat.
Jason, without chat, we would have died.
For
Oh,
sure.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
100%. We love you,
Oh,
chat.
Love that.
We love you, Jason.
Yeah.
We love you,
Watching
Jason.
this, thank you.
Well, speaking of Jason, we did eventually all, survive. Yeah. So then afterwards we do chat with Domino. We learn about his band, and that he cannot cast wishes, but his father-in-law, I got it, Patazon?
Batadazon.
There's so many double letters in this word.
Yeah,
Yeah, Batadazon, yeah.
Patazon. Okay, fantastic. Does
Patazon.
so if we ever find ourselves in the Earth plane, we can look him up. So I mean, all things considered, that felt like a pretty good lead. But now I do want to circle back to like the conversation that Dallas and I were having the entire fight, which is probably why I missed that Ryan was like dying in the laser. I was thinking about like wish contracts.
We
and
were
stuff
talking wishes, yeah.
the entire time, just being like, okay, like, because the whole thing I'm obsessed with is like figuring out the monkey's paw of it and like wording it well enough that like you cover all of the bases. So it's like the ultimate puzzle. So I'm like, oh, I want to figure this out. But that being said, it didn't end up mattering. But how did that feel to Eloin to once again like be so close to something potentially, and then you're like same old at this point?
You know what? We're getting used to it. You know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
No, I mean, I don't know. I like from the moment it came out, I was like, it's not gonna happen. This isn't possible. And he pulled out a stupid guitar and a stupid salamander, and I was like, this is not the answer. You don't try to tell me that this is how this is gonna be solved.
What was the exact moment that you messaged me? Like, it's not this guy.
I think it was when he pulled out the salamander.
So funny. Oh my god.
But we came up some good wish wording.
Yeah, so I mean,
So
I'm
someday.
gonna keep working on it because like I want to be prepared if it's ever presented to us again. I do want to know whose idea the geode base was. Was that like
That
a
was
combo?
mine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I made the item and
if
gave
had
it to
been the
Jason.
if it had been the boring guy, the non-Jason Dao, would they have had that?
No.
Would they have had anything cool?
Maybe. I did, probably not, though, actually.
Wow.
It's just been
Well,
like, I have a
thanks, Jason.
contact.
Hi.
Perfect. Did he run by the father-in-law with the wish thing past you? Like,
Oh,
did you?
He, no, I think I pitched that to him. I was like, all right, you have a contact who has wish. He's like, it's the father-in-law of my bride. And I'm like, all right, it's the father-in-law of your bride.
There it is.
God.
The bride he didn't marry, not his father.
Yeah, not
Let's be clear.
technically. Yeah, I mean, maybe she
Not yet.
waited. But I guess we'll find out. Yeah, we go. It becomes like a one-shot or something. We go to check this situation out, and it's just like we have to do like couples counseling for them.
Ugh, duh.
Oh my god.
Sounds like riveting gameplay.
Yeah.
Fine, we'll be enslaved by all the other genies before we get there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it does sound like kind of like there's a lot of issues if we were to go to the Earth plane.
Yeah, I think
So-
I didn't love being told that, mostly because that was what Wilela told me originally about the genies as well, and it's easier in my mind to believe that Wilela lied about everything.
Mm.
Then the more that I learn that they didn't always lie, the more I'm like, I actually hate that. Because that is what they told me.
It makes them much more sinister.
Yeah.
I'd rather just sit here and believe that you lied to me.
That's fair. Oh my god. Oh, so Rhea and Drac, as the rest of us are just fucking lying in the clouds with one hit point, they have a nice moment with Huon, and who reveals that anyone who worships Fishtalk is a druid, and that it was him who warned Drac's people about the desolation and summoned them to the Rinzar Peaks, which we learn more about in the next episode. I guess I kind of already asked this question, but this was something we're kind of putting together like for several episodes. But I feel like this was like the final kind of like confirmation for everything that we were trying to suss out in terms of like the connection between your people and the druids. So I guess you already
between
answered.
like the last 3 episodes, it all kind of like comes together.
Yeah, very cool.
Truly mind blowing.
Yeah, how'd you feel in the moment?
Oh wow, it was a lot. It was like, oh, one of those.
Mhm.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm probably still like wrapping my head around how Dirac should respond to this, just because I don't think we'll ever get like a slow moment from here on out to actually ponder this stuff.
We might.
We're gonna go to Varmhall
got
and
months.
Rhea.
It'd
Yeah,
take a
Rhea
long
has
time
to
to travel.
meditate.
That's
so
That's true.
It'll be like
I mean,
3 episodes of
we'll
us
see.
traveling.
yeah,
I mean,
and
depending on how long you guys want, I do have downtime planned for you.
That
Sweet.
makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, in the in the recap, Dallas, you said like next episode will be in a full bar, and I was like,
I know, I said that. And I thought about it when I said
Super
it too.
wishful thinking.
I
was like,
thought
I
about
would-
it when I said it.
I'm like desperate for us to be in full bar next episode. Like I think there's just like a lot of threads that I want to pull there. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I'm just thinking because we can teleport there. I'm like, all we have
Yeah,
to do is
that's true. So
meditate,
after-
right? That's the only
and
thing
then
that we
farm-
have to
yeah.
do before we
Yeah.
go.
It's a few conversations.
I believe in us. We're gonna get
Yeah.
there.
I mean, yeah, there's going to be some conversations had for sure.
Sure. Of
We might
course there
do-
will be.
But actually, that's a good
We're
point. I
gonna
forgot
do
about the
what we're gonna do.
teleporting. So
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Yeah, if we
have
were
a
just
powerful
walking, there's no
wizard
way.
that can
yeah.
snap us across the continent. So
Once. And then we need to go buy some chalk.
Where is that circle to?
Girl bar. I don't know.
Your
Where
keep.
Girl Bar.
Wait. No,
It's
not our
to
keep.
The keep?
it?
Charity gave you the rune to the keep.
Yes,
Oh,
but
is-
then I also have Bobar and Valenbridge. Because you get to, when you get the spell, you and I had this conversation.
I'll have to go back and find that clarification.
I will screenshot it for you.
Yes, please do.
I know
But
we
you
had
get-
this conversation.
Yes.
You
I,
get-
Because yes,
now that you
she
mentioned it,
gave
you're
us-
right. And I
Screen
Yeah.
cap incoming, my guy.
yeah,
Get ready.
send me the screen cap.
Receipts.
Fuck.
Receipts.
Yeah,
We're
show
actually
me the
gonna have to scroll
receipts.
back. Yeah, no, because you're right. Charity did give us the one to the keep, but when you get the spell Teleportation Circle, it says that you learn 2 spells, or 2
Yeah.
circles. And you
And
told
I-
me it was Brawl Bar and Valenbridge.
I didn't know that.
And yeah, you definitely have one to Valenbridge. But my question to myself back then, with whatever I said to you, is the one that Charity gave you technically one of the 2?
Okay.
Because that was before you had.
I'll go
that
look at
spell.
it. Yes.
I mean,
So,
still, even just to the
no.
keep is fine. Like, 'cause
Close
we still
enough.
haven't been to our own
Yeah,
keep. I want
I'd
to
like to go
fucking
there.
go. And my fam jam is there. We also need to talk, Teni. Is my mom and sister in Balesville? Because that was the plan. Wasn't
What?
it?
You gotta go home to find out.
Yeah, because they
I'm
were
not
gonna
gonna
go
tell you where they
investigate.
are.
Because they were. I just forgot that was the plan. If I'm being honest, because they were gonna go investigate Balesville because of the fact that there were paladins there.
Mhm.
So
I've been keeping my notes of what the other agents in Sycamont have been doing and what their progress is.
Oh, I hate that actually. Like that's the thing that stresses me out with like D&D versus like a video game is that like time the people are doing stuff, they're not just waiting for you. I don't like it.
There's no infinite side questing.
Yeah.
In before Amdus is in Balesville.
Oh no,
Whoa.
Grandpa, why are you
I
there?
don't
No.
think Grandpapa is going to be traveling again. Not until he's got someone else behind the reins, perhaps.
Okay, wait, sorry. I did scroll back at our conversation. First of all, literally, you tell me the teleportation things. The next line is, I'm certain I will forget this. That's the next thing you said. Also, also, it's actually the Arcanet and Brawl and New Fugleby is where these are too.
Well, New
Oh.
Field
My
makes
brain
sense.
was
because
Valenbridge, but
isn't that the one that was on the ground of the workshop?
Right?
Yeah, the Arcanet Institute in Bellbridge, right? Isn't that a thing?
There's
look, we'll figure this out later. But
Okay.
yeah,
I,
okay.
just, I laughed because it
Doesn't
said I
need to be
forgot
after
this.
party stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew I'd forget.
Yeah.
I think at the time you were asking me about a spell that you would unlock in several levels.
Yeah, it was a while.
Leverage.
That was like
Lovers.
15 episodes ago. You know how many
Damn.
months that is in real life?
A year.
It was October,
Hmm,
just when we had this conversation.
7 months ago. Yeah. Damn.
Cool. Well, that's pretty much everything I had for episode 46. I'm good to jump right into 47 if everyone else is.
Oh,
Let's take a break for
yeah.
episode cutting reasons.
yeah, but it'll be a short break.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for watching episode 46 of After Party. If you're watching the VOD, click into the next video, s'il vous plaît. And if you're here live with us, see you in a second. Toodaloo forever. If you happen to be watching this little number on YouTube, you might be hearing some music. And if you're like, dang, this sounds so good, I want to listen to it all the time, then you need to check out Tim from Tabletop Audio.